Eryka, I have a friend that he won't jump on the Bitcoin train, so he says, and he has his reasons that he just isn't buying into it. So the question he has, or the comments he has, are that he doesn't see Bitcoin as being a currency that is going to be allowed to stay because this is a lot of power the governments are giving away. He thinks Bitcoin is going to have a level of placebo effect, and at some point of time, the government will only allow their own digital currency to be used in their country. Can you speak to that?
So right now in the fiat system, fiat is government declared legal tender, and that is the chosen form of value transfer, right? But people still will exchange goods for services. People will still exchange, maybe even precious metals in order for goods or services. And you can't really stop what people use as a value of exchange. I do think that the government is hesitant always in every situation to give away the power that they do have. And it's no different in this situation.
Could there be a taxation on Bitcoin transactions as an opportunity that the government would use bureaucracy in a manner to chase it out?
Well, there is already a tax on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is technically a commodity. It's a asset that gets subject to capital gains tax. You have a lot of Bitcoiners that are subject to this because let's say that you bought it when it was, $100 and you're using it to buy something when it's $1,000. There's that capital gains that you pay on the transactions that you do. And so there is already a tax that Bitcoin holders are subject to. Also, there's really no way to automatically take a tax out of a peer-to-peer transaction. If you were sending to your friend, it's not like a sales tax that can be automatically taken out of it. It just doesn't work that way, and you wouldn't be able to get all of the participants in the Bitcoin system to agree to something like that. And the government uses bureaucracy. It's really the tool that they have to be able to implement what they want and shape policy in the directions that they want and shape especially the money flows in the direction that they want. It's bureaucracy. So what you're seeing in the crypto space happen now is that we know that there is going to be laws coming out. Just 4 days ago, the White House put out another statement on cryptocurrencies. And what we're seeing now is that people, they want clarity. I mean, even if it is like bad law put into place, obviously we want good law, but even if it is bad law put into place, people want clarity so they can move forward with their businesses within the blockchain ecosystem and not have to worry about a law being passed that makes their business obsolete. So people are looking, I guess, a little bit for bureaucracy.
True. Now, the other thing, of course, this goes with government. What if they make Bitcoin illegal? That's his other question.
So, we have to understand with Bitcoin that Bitcoin is open source code, meaning it is code posted in a public place that anyone can copy and paste and use for their own business use cases. And it's auditable code available on the internet to anyone that wants to read it for themselves. So, one argument is that code is speech, free speech. America's a free speech country-ish, and free speech prevails-ish here. So it would be interesting to see them outlaw code. Also, just practically, when we look into other countries that have made Bitcoin illegal, we look at China. China has declared Bitcoin illegal at least 20 times. But every time they declared it, you could still see that a lot of the hash rate was still in China. It was very, very concentrated there. It was only the recent ban where they started really coming after miners, were they able to actually get rid of Bitcoin miners from their country. But still within China, you don't know who holds Bitcoin on their wallets, who has their private keys stored somewhere. It really is this unconfiscatable asset. Now, there's few other countries who have outlawed Bitcoin, but you can't really stop it because it's like, you don't know who's running a miner under their bed or who has a 24-word seed phrase in a paper wallet that they spun up. So this is really something that it's grown too big. You can't stop it. And plus, in the United States, if they made it illegal, it would completely wipe us out in terms of technological competition. We would be uncompetitive to some of the nations that we're already kind of losing power to. And then, you know, practically as well, they can't really make it illegal at this point. When you look at some of the largest companies and financial institutions in America, you know, like Fidelity, BlackRock, NASDAQ, BNP Paribas, the New York Stock Exchange, First Data, which is a huge payment processor. Big corporations have already, I mean, Visa, MasterCard, like big corporations are already involved in the money-making opportunities that Bitcoin provides, offering it to clients. What is it? Robinhood, PayPal. I mean, the list goes on, and these are all like household names. So it's too late a little bit to make it illegal, considering it has been validated by a lot of these companies. Not only that, but the government has already come out and labeled it a commodity. They've already said that it's not a security. So yeah, at this point in the game, it would be too late to make it illegal in the United States. Plus, it's just kind of unenforceable, right? Making code on the internet illegal is much harder to really outlaw and enforce. And who do you go after when it comes to Bitcoin? You know, we don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. There is no creator. And I think that a lot of that is very intentional, because if there is no leader, there's no one you can take down to really disrupt the market. So yeah, making Bitcoin illegal at this point in the United States is near impossible.
Would you say that would apply to Canada as well?
Would that apply to Canada? So I'm not as familiar with laws in Canada, but I would say, you know, Canada's blockchain scene is pretty developed in terms of developers that are building on the technology. Ethereum was pretty much built in Canada. You have a lot of really wealthy people in the blockchain ecosystem that started in Canada. I would say it's far too actually late in Canada, because in Canada they even have a Bitcoin ETF that's released. I mean, here in the United States we have stocks, and we have publicly traded companies that have Bitcoin on their balance sheet. We have publicly traded companies that have only Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and their entire business is around it. So it's a little too late. And yes, I would say Canada is also fits into that category.
Great, Eryka. Well, thank you for your insights on those questions. And for future updates from Eryka, please subscribe to Escape Artist Insiders magazine. I'll have the link down in the comments.